Coming back to the rear, we obviously have the large chevron setup. We went with another setup with this other special compartment back here, which cuts into the other side, but we thought this was pretty vital. So again, the priority is reduced. We have our air hose set up here. This is all hooked up to an Atlas Copco air compressor, and all of those controls are accessed here, so we can turn the air compressor on, we can dial everything up, we can feed the reel. We've got a 200-foot reel right there. This is another area that we're going to be using for some of our more like DOT type of equipment, like traffic cones, things like that. And on this side, it's similar to the same setup, except we got our electrical reel. So we have our electrical reel, and then we went through and we have an elevated night scan here. You can see up here we got our anchor points. So these are 9,000 pound anchors. Those are configured down here. Also for our winch setups, as well as our monopod. We have our winch, our receiver hitch setups here. We can use either a remote winch, which would be stored in here, and that can be removed and placed into here. We have our electricity right there to be able to run it. We can also use these as anchor points for our 2-to-1s with using these winches, or we can use this for our monopod, which will then tie up to our anchors up there, so that we can do any type of high directional off the rear easier. So we have the walk-in, but it doesn't go into the cab area. We can take a quick walk up here. Right off the bat, this is where we have some of our ladders. It's a very small complement of our ladders. Usually it's just a 14 and a 24. It is a smaller 24. That way it fits in there. In here we have plenty of locations for all of anything from rope to confined space equipment. These are also those access panels we talked about where the Hamatro stuff is located. This stuff can easily be removed to make access. We have a variety of different types of lighting setups. So in this configuration, it's the white light, but we can also change over and run to a red light for operating for like nighttime operations and things back here. This area is all temperature controlled as well. You can see we have a grab handle up here. This isn't necessarily for holding on, but also for holding up dry suits, ice suits, things like that for drying. And then as you can see down there towards the end, that's where our air conditioner, our fan, our heaters are. So this whole area can be used as a drying avenue. These are all set up, spaced out, so that we can have equipment and have everybody's PPE set around in small little cubicles, so that you can sit down, you can get dressed out in your Swiftwater stuff, your ice suits, and then be able to don that stuff quickly and be able to move out. In addition, we have more locations up for here for some of our larger medium pressure airbags. And then you can see up here we have a little custom ladder made up that drops down so that we can make access through the scuttle hatch, because we have anchors that are running along the side of the rig on both sides for rope applications. So this allows us to easily get up there and be able to do the rigging and all for rope applications. So another nice thing about this apparatus is that it's we configured it for an air ride suspension. So, but at the same time, with the thoughts of being able to use the roof anchors, either this one or the 3,000 pound ones that are on the roof line down to this side of the truck, we wanted to be able to tension things and not have to worry about the air suspension compensating for it. So we put an air dump in the rear. So when we utilize the air dump, anytime that we have some winching operations or rope applications when we're going to be tensioning things heavy, we can also operate the air dump, which will drop the apparatus down. And what this helps to do is it's obviously going to take and put the axle in contact with the frame, so that any type of rigging that you're doing off of the apparatus doesn't take into consideration the air adjustments for the air suspension. So hopefully that'll work out really good. That was kind of a neat idea that some of the people from Pierce came up with and suggested. So and so far with the air suspension, we really enjoy it with the maneuverability and some of like the comforts as we've been riding around through Appleton and all. It's actually been a big improvement in comparison to the axles that we've typically operated with.